For this tutorial, I'm going to walk you through the entire Rave Reviews system so that you can see how it all works, whether you're working at the front desk and simply asking the patient for their information, or if you're working behind the scenes in the portal itself. I'll answer some frequently asked questions along the way. So let's say that you're sitting at the front desk and a patient walks up to you to check out after their dental cleaning. You could say to them, "We have this new great review system, and we'd really love to know what you think about our practice. Would you be willing to give us your email or cell phone number so that we can send you a link so that you can place a review online?" And the person says, "Sure." The person sitting at the front desk only needs the link that we provide for you. There's no passwords to remember. There's nothing to log into. All you need is this freestanding link to the opt-in form in order to collect the person's email address or cell phone. Now you may ask, if I already have this information in our patient management software, why am I asking the patient for it again? The reason is we're trying to make this as personal of a process as possible. By actually looking the person in the eye and asking them to leave a review, and they understand that you genuinely care about what they think about your practice, we are getting a tremendous response rate. So you'll see here that we have the practice's logo, and then we've also phrased this so that it is actually patient-facing, so that if you would put this link on a tablet, you could simply hand it to the patient and let them enter their information themselves. You can bookmark this link on any computer if it's at the front desk or even in the treatment rooms. And you would simply take down the person's email address and their first name. We only need their last name if you're being rather formal. Or if they'd like to give you their cell phone number for a text, you enter that here and enter their first name. When you click Send Me a Request, within a few seconds, the patient is going to get a text message from a phone number within your local area code that I have chosen. And the text says, "Hi, so-and-so, thank you for choosing our practice," with your practice name. "Would you take a moment to write a review?" And then the patient will see your logo. When they click on the logo, it's going to open up a window that looks like this part. On a mobile device, it actually looks like this. You'll see that it says, "Please take a moment to review your experience with us. Your feedback not only helps us, it helps other potential customers." Now, if the patient thought that you did an absolutely fantastic job, which I'm sure they did, and they'd like to leave you a review of 4 or 5 stars, when they click on these stars, it opens up a window like this. This is where we've taken all of the guesswork out of leaving a review. I've gone through behind the scenes and found all the different places where Dr. Larry is listed online and has reviews. And then we've picked out 3 of them. We tend to pick 3 or 4 in order to not give people too many choices and confuse them. What I've done is I've gone through and made sure that the Google link is correct, that it's not a rogue listing or an incorrect listing. I've done that with all of the different listings to make sure that anyone that they choose is going to go to the exact page that we want the patient to go to. If I click on Google, it opens a window reminding the patient that they have to have a Google account to leave a Google review. And when they click on the button, it takes them through to leave the Google review on Dr. Larry's proper site and even opens up the window for them to leave the review. The same thing with Facebook. If I click on Facebook, it reminds the patient to please like the business page and reminds them that they have to be logged in to leave a review. And then when they click on the button, it takes them through to the Facebook page. Now, in this particular case, Dr. Larry chose Yelp. With Yelp and Yellow Pages, you can now log in using a Facebook account, so that's why we have the little designation here. And again, this will take the person through to the Yelp page. If this was on a mobile device, it also gives the person the opportunity to open their Yelp app at the same time. These choices can be switched in or out at any time. If Yellow Pages is more popular in your area compared to Yelp, we can turn these on and off. But again, we try to only give people 3 or 4 choices in order to make it less confusing for the patient. Now, one question we get a lot of times is, what if people don't have Google? We can also add a button to show people how to set up a Gmail account. And you'll see there's instructions here. And when they click this button, it will take them straight through to the process of setting up their own Gmail account. What if you had a patient who had a bad day or was in a bad mood and decided that they wanted to leave a bad review? This is where we can stop those bad reviews before they get to social media, because remember, once a bad review gets to Facebook or Google or wherever it may be, there is no way to delete it. It is there forever unless that particular person takes it down themselves. You cannot stop it, you cannot hide it, you cannot delete it. So, if a patient wanted to leave a review that was 3 stars or below, instead of passing them through to that screen where they would choose which social media platform to go to, instead we're going to open up a line of communication between that patient and your practice. This way they can express to you what they felt went wrong, which may be something rather silly, and someone at your office can then respond and make the situation right. That way the person isn't going on Facebook or Google or where have you and leaving a scathing review about your practice that is either untrue or has no merit. Another frequently asked question we get is, what if I have multiple locations at my practice? The process is the exact same, except this screen will look slightly different. Here's an example. Northcutt Dental Practice has 6 locations. So when the text message goes out to the patient, they get a screen like this where they will first choose which specific location they are going to leave a review for. Each location has its own page where all of its individual pages are properly linked. So for example, if I wanted to leave a review for Northcutt Practice in Bay Minette, once I clicked on this button, it will then open up the screen with the stars on it for Bay Minette specifically, with the Bay Minette specific links. What if someone gave us their email rather than their text message, rather than their cell phone? The process is very similar. Instead of instantly getting a text message, they are instantly going to get an email. And the email says, "Thank you for choosing our practice. I'd like to personally invite you to share your experience." Now, the person who has access to the portal behind the scenes here has the ability to personalize these emails if this doesn't sound quite like you. All you would do is click on this pencil. So you'll see this first email expresses, again, your feedback not only helps us, it helps other potential customers. And when they click on the Review Us Now button, it takes them through to the screen with the logo and the stars on it. Now, say 3 days goes by and they have not responded yet to the email. They're going to get another one saying, "Hi, just writing to follow up and see if you'd had a chance to leave us a review. We really do care and we want to know what you think." And again, clicking the button takes them through to the screen with the logo and the stars. After 7 days, they'll get one last email that says, "Hey, just following up to see if you'd had a moment to share your experience with us. It really does help us out and we want to know what you think." And again, that takes them through to the screen with the logo and the stars. Patients can unsubscribe from these emails at any time using a link within the email itself. Now, we do know that there are some cases where people don't exactly read the email and follow the instructions the way we would like them to. In the off chance that someone simply replies to this email and says, "Hi, you guys are great, keep up the good work," this email will be sent to a response email of your choice. In this case, it's Dr. Larry's email, just to make sure that you know that the patient did respond. They just didn't do it in the way that we were looking for them to respond. And then at that point, you can take it upon yourself to either have the patient follow the procedures to leave the review officially, or you can simply have that one in your pocket for yourself. Now, what if you've sent the text message or the email to a patient and they accidentally deleted it or they didn't get it? You can reactivate those text messages or those emails. Under the Invites menu and Recipients, if I go to Inactive, I can see all of the people that have received the text messages or the emails. Think of this folder like your sent items in your email. You can go in here and resend things just like you would in your email. So for example, if I wanted to resend the text message to this person, I can click on this check mark, which will then turn green, and reactivate that text message, immediately sending it to that patient again. And the same thing with the emails. I can see that this person received all 3 emails, but perhaps they went in her junk and she didn't ever get to open them. I can start that process again by simply clicking the check mark and reactivating those emails. Now you can see with the emails whether or not they have been opened or clicked on. This is only available with the emails and not the text messages. If you click on Activity, it will open a screen showing you everyone who has received the email message and whether or not they have opened the message or clicked upon the message, whether they have unsubscribed and are not interested in leaving a review, or whether their email has bounced. And that may be because the email is spelled incorrectly, or perhaps their email inbox was just full. You can ask the patient the next time that you see them and resend the email to them. Now you may be asking, why can't I just enter it in this way, the exact same way that I did before? If you enter the exact same email address in here that you had used previously, it will provide a message telling you that you have already sent that person an email. That is a alert built in so that you don't send repeated requests to someone who has already completed a review for you. Once the reviews start coming in, you'll be able to see all of them in this review button in what we call a stream. And what you will see here is that we are not only pulling in the Rave Reviews that the patients are putting in, I am also pulling in reviews from all of those other sources that I had personally looked for when I set up the account. That way, for your convenience, all of the reviews about your practice can be found in one place. You'll see on this screen that there are some options. For example, I can share a review from a different source to Facebook, and we can do that in a way to get more mileage out of a really good review. So for example, if I looked at this review that happened to be on Google, I have the account set up in the background where it is linked to Facebook. If I click share, I can simply include review image with post, and it will copy all of the text and the stars, and I can schedule a time for it to hit my Facebook page. I can also respond to these reviews, and this is very important. We do encourage you to respond to all reviews that come through about your practice in a timely manner. If it's a positive review, you want to let the patient know that you've heard them and that you appreciate them taking the time to say something about your practice. And if there would be a negative review, which would not pass through using our system, but perhaps organically, if someone would leave a review that wasn't so favorable on one of your sites, then you do want to respond to that one as well, to acknowledge that you've heard the patient and that you are trying to make amends. So if I were going to respond to this review that is on Google, if I click on Respond, it will take me directly to the Google Plus page and to the review window. If I were signed in as the practice, as Dr. Larry at this time, it would give me the option then to respond to that particular review. Another option that is available to you is that we can put a review stream on your website. We can embed the stream directly into your website so that it will update itself in real time and people can see all the great reviews about your practice on your website. It will look just like this with the border and the stars, and will take people directly to the review on each particular social media site if they would like to go there. If we do currently have access to the back end of your website, you can ask us and we will embed this for you. If we do not have access to the back end of your website, we can get in touch with your IT people and show them how to do it. Now, similar to those message emails that are generated if someone tries to leave a bad review, we also have review alert emails that are available to you. And we can set those up to go to as many people as you would like, or perhaps just the doctor. And those are daily reviews showing you the accumulation of reviews in the past day that have come through. And that's just a quick check-in for you so that you don't necessarily need to log in to the dashboard every day. We do recommend that the person with access to the dashboard, who I affectionately call the gatekeeper, get in here once a week to check on reviews and respond to them, or perhaps share them, to personalize the emails if they don't sound exactly the way you would like them to, and also to resend any emails or text messages that someone may have accidentally deleted. Let's go back to this button, the Invites button. And let's say that your front desk person accidentally deleted the bookmark, taking them to the link that they need to take down the person's email and or text message number. This link is always available to you under Invites, Invite and Opt-in forms, and it is the one on the right, the opt-in form. If you click this link, it will open in a new window for you. Now there is another form available on the left-hand side that you'll see. This form is designed more for uploading a number of patients at one time. So perhaps you've started the Rave Reviews program on the 15th of the month, and you would like to send these links to all of the people that you saw in the first 15 days of the month. In that case, someone in your office could use this password-protected form, and the username and password is right here, to bulk add those emails or cell phone numbers to the system. But 99% of the time you would be using this form to simply add them one at a time. And again, this is where it is so important to make this process personal. We are finding that by making the process personal and asking the people to leave a review rather than sending them an automatically generated text message or email that they did not expect to receive, by making it personal, we are generating an 80% response rate. Now there is one more window that I would like to show you, but this is more for me on my end, but I do want to show you what it is. The widgets screen. This is where certain embeddable codes are kept for me if you would like to create a landing page on your website to take people directly to the screen where they would choose their stars and leave their review for you. Or if you wanted to add a QR code taking people directly to that screen on a print piece, perhaps in a magazine or on a brochure, this is where I would collect that code. We can also embed a Review Us button that will take people directly to the screen with the logo and the stars on your website, and this is the coding I would use to do that. Finally, at the top, you'll see a small snippet that you could embed in your own personal email signature. Simply copy and paste this entire graphic into your email signature, whether you're using Gmail or Outlook or whatever you may be using. And someone can read your email and simply click on these stars, just like if they were on the screen with the logo and the stars, and complete the review process. Any questions on that, please just let us know. So in a nutshell, the person at the front desk or over in the treatment rooms only needs this link, which is bookmarked on their computer or on a tablet. There's nothing for them to sign into. There are no passwords for them to remember. All they need to do is have this link so that they can take down the person's email or cell phone number and send them the link to leave us a review. The person who has access behind the scenes, the gatekeeper, has access to this back-end portal so they can personalize emails, check on the status of reviews and respond to them, resend emails or text messages that may have accidentally been deleted by the patient. And also, if you would want to change any of the review sources, perhaps if Foursquare suddenly became popular again and you wanted to give people the option to leave a review there, we could add or change out the locations where people are asked to leave a review. There are some other areas within the dashboard that are meant for me and the development on the back end. But if you do have questions about any of the other areas or how the system was set up, please just let me know. 2 final questions that we receive often. 1, how does this compare or interact with my Solution Reach software or Demand Force or other patient management softwares that are automatically sending out emails to my patients? Well, with Solution Reach, while the patients are given the option to choose where they would like their reviews to go, 75% of them simply leave it within the Solution Reach software, which means those reviews are only going to your website and not going out to any social media sites whatsoever. That means that less people are seeing your reviews, and Google is also not seeing your reviews to add into your Google ranking. With Rave Reviews, we are only sending them out to social media platforms so that they will always be visible to absolutely everyone on those, as well as Google taking them into account for your ranking purposes. Also, if you would ever decide to leave your patient management software such as Lighthouse or Demand Force or Solution Reach, there is a chance that those reviews could disappear since they are simply a link on your website and not connected to any social media platforms. With Rave Reviews, those reviews will be on those social media platforms forever, and you never have to worry about them disappearing. One final question that we often get is, what if my patients are doing the reviews right there in my office after they've received the link? Will the Google gods know that they're all sitting in my office doing these reviews and try to kick them back? And the answer is no. We've discussed this matter with Google, and even if a number of people were on your personal Wi-Fi and doing the reviews at this exact same time, they would still need to be logged into their own personal Google profiles in order to leave the review, creating that level of accountability so that Google will not think that they are a spammer. And those are the basics of the Rave Reviews platform. If you do have other questions about your setup in particular, please let us know.